Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a collective love reading. So I always say with these, use your discernment. And I know from watching tarot myself that I know right away if I'm resonating with a message or not. Like it either feels right or it feels wrong. And if you're forcing it to fit, then it's not your message. And if it's flowing freely, then it is your message, if that makes sense. And I have a few messages already coming through about the possibility of what's some of the things that may be going on in this connection. But I kind of want to see what the cards say, but I will mention them right now before we even get into the cards. So I have 3 decks here that I'm going to use. I'm going to get one from each deck for your energy. I'm going to get one from each deck for their energy, and then I'm going to get the connecting energy. But some of the things that I'm hearing already, I felt called to bring out this turtle. I felt really called to bring out that turtle. So some of the things I was hearing is maybe this, whoever you're connected to has been slow to awaken to this connection. The other thing I was hearing is I was hearing runner chaser, and I don't know if that's going to come out, but that's kind of the energy that, like, I'm getting a message of that right away, that this person could have been intimidated by your light is what I'm hearing. Like maybe they found your light too bright, or maybe you were meant to trigger shadows within them. And I'm thinking about the turtle and about how when the turtle is defensive or scared or intimidated or any of that, they kind of pull their extremities. Is that the right word? They pull their extremities into their shell. You could be dealing with a Virgo, I guess, because I'm seeing, there's a tarot deck where the Wild Unknown Tarot, where the Hermit card is a turtle, I believe. Maybe that's a sign. I was waiting to see what Spirit told me about what tarot deck to use, because I haven't chosen a tarot deck to use yet. So maybe that is a message maybe that's a message that this is the tarot deck that I need to use. And now I'm feeling called to show you what I'm seeing with the turtle. You could be counterparts. Already I'm seeing something here. Not the Virgo card, though. Where are you, little turtle? Are you hiding? Are you running? Are you avoiding? Like, seriously. So we do have, like I said, that's the card I'm seeing, or the card that Spirit is sending me a message about. So again, that's exactly what I was saying. Didn't I just say that it's almost like your light was shining onto this person's shadows or something? I'm hearing runner chaser dynamic, but we'll see what comes out in the cards. Turtles could be symbolic in some way. I'm also feeling called to mention that we have temperance on the bottom. So you could be dealing with Sagittarius. And I just heard an interesting thing about the temperance card, and about how in the original tarot, the Rider-Waite tarot, it's actually Archangel Michael that's on the original temperance card. So Archangel Michael is symbolic. Like, I'm still learning about my archangels, but I know that Archangel Michael is about protection, divine protection. So maybe, like, the fact that I was seeing that turtle card, and like I said, I didn't plan on using this deck until I was getting these downloads about that energy, about your light shining bright, and this person, like, maybe was intimidated by that or pulled back. I also feel like there could be something about how this person was slower to awaken to this connection or see, or something was clouding their judgment. I'm seeing I'm seeing clouds. So anyway, take all those messages as they resonate. But with that energy of Archangel Michael, you know, you could be being divinely protected from this person right now, or this person could have been called to, like, pull back their energy or go within and reflect with that Hermit energy. We have another flame here. So again, you could resonate as counterparts, but we'll see. Those are the original, like, messages that are coming through from my guides. So we're going to jump right in. We have judgment. Okay. I just said clouded judgment. So we do have the energy of judgment right away, and perhaps you were meant to awaken this person. Maybe they awakened you onto your spiritual journey. They could be, like, both of you could be really called right now to go within and self-reflect, or this could have been a connection that caused you, the turtle, to, like, not you, the turtle, but both of you, turtle energy, to go within and really self-reflect and self-evaluate, especially if there was a runner, especially if there was a runner-chaser dynamic here. Like maybe you and this person were meant to teach each other lessons. We have observe, which is hanged man energy. So there is an energy of, you know, a pause here or a separation, or there was. Again, we'll see what the cards say. I'm just going to do one more shuffle. I like to shuffle 3 times. I like the number 3. Maybe you like the number 3. We have detach, justice. So detach, hanged man energy, hermit energy, judgment energy coming through very strongly. So this could have been a connection that, you know, was supposed to help you detach, like if you were the chaser. And it could be that, like I said, your light could have shone so brightly that it caused this person to want to detach or pull back or go within. Justice. This person could have wronged you some way as well. There's a few things I'm hearing. So they could have wronged you in some way, and now you're trying to detach from them, or you had to detach from them or from the outcome. There could have been an imbalance of the energy, especially with temperance and justice, showing their, I almost said ugly heads, but they're not ugly. So yeah, there could have been an imbalance, or this person could have blamed you unfairly. Like maybe there's something about your light shining bright. So take that as it resonates. And maybe this person, like you were illuminating some sort of truth, and this person wasn't ready to see that truth. However, that's resonating with you, and maybe they blamed you unfairly. This could have also been a connection that was meant to teach you lessons with that justice card. Soul contract. So let's see what we have. We have third eye chakra. So it was meant to awaken you. Whatever this is, you could have a very intuitive connection with this person. There could be telepathic communication. I do feel like this was a connection that was meant to awaken both of you, perhaps. And we have flow, Wheel of Fortune energy. So it feels like it was fated. This could be someone where you resonate with the energy that you awakened because of this connection, or you started healing, or you went through a dark night of the soul, or that's how you found tarot, was because this connection maybe sometimes doesn't make logical sense, is what I'm hearing, because it's meant to awaken both of you. It was meant to open up your third eyes. But I'm also hearing the message, something about, I'm seeing a card from a different deck about how my third eye can never forget what it's seen, or I wish I could think of what the wording on that card is. But you've shown this person something that awoke their third eye, is what I'm hearing. So with that being said, let's get into it. So we're going to look at your energy first. I think I might just shuffle all of these cards before I talk too much, but I can't make any promises. I get downloads from my guides, so sometimes I have to talk about them as I get them, because if I don't, then sometimes I miss one. So we'll just see what Spirit wants me to do here. So yeah, let's look at the viewer's energy, and you may be resonating with the other side, and that's okay. Just flip the energies as you see fit. So show me the viewer's energy. Show me the viewer's energy. So we have spread your wings, which is the Two of Wands. I'm not going to take it, but we will talk about it. So again, this could have been a connection that really caused you to awaken. And right now you could be trying to make a decision about this connection or wondering if it's time to detach. The Two of Wands also gives me the energy that this person could have, as much as you shone a light on their shadows, and again, there's something about your light being very bright. You could be a light worker, or you could like have a dream of being a light worker in some way. But I do feel like this could be a connection that was meant to teach you to look at your own patterns and what patterns you need to heal and detach from. This could have been a connection that caused you to self-reflect about some of those patterns. We have the Four of Wands on the bottom, my friend. So I kept saying, I was seeing flames. Four of Wands is, what am I doing? I need to leave that deck here. I still need to use it. Four of Wands is technically the 1111 card, so you could be counterparts. You could see this as a connection where you do want to come into union with the Four of Wands. Also with these three decks I'm using, if the card comes out, there's not, typically you don't take reversals in these decks, or I don't. But if they do come out in reverse, I will talk about the energy. So we have Listen, High Priestess, and I was just talking about you could be a light worker, or you could have a very bright light. High Priestess, my friend. I love you. So right now, your current energy is listen. So I'll have to wait and see. I'll have to wait and see what's going on with your person. But the fact that we have listen and we had the Two of Wands, so 2-2 could be symbolic. Where's my little chart? I have this balance, and I was talking about temperance and justice, balance. So you have Two of Wands, High Priestess. So maybe right now, you know, you're focusing on your own balance, or something wasn't balanced within this connection. We have Peacekeeper, intuitive, diplomatic, warm, supportive. Weaknesses, indecisive, oversensitive, codependent. And I was talking about how this could be a connection that like there was a runner-chaser dynamic. So you could have, to me, a runner-chaser dynamic comes from a sense of codependency. So when two people, one of them is the runner, one of them is the chaser, feels that attachment, feels that very strong bond, feels that codependency, one of them can like anxiously attach and start chasing the connection, and the other one, I'm looking at you, turtle, the other one can start to avoid it and try to run the other way because they feel that attachment, and perhaps feeling that attachment to someone is uncomfortable for them for whatever reason, because of wounding, because of their childhood, because they got hurt the last time they were attached to something or someone. So take those as they resonate. And then we have the Master Builder, stable, disciplined, determined, resourceful, building foundations. So it does building foundations. We have the Four of Wands on the bottom. 2-4-2 could be symbolic, or like April 22nd, February 24th. I think that's all I can do with that number. So those dates could be symbolic. And you also notice that this person has a purple necklace around their neck. So maybe you're wearing a purple necklace right now, but again, I feel like this was a connection that was meant to awaken you, maybe to your own psychic ability. I also have to mention that the minute I hit record, I started getting downloads. Like I said, that's something about your light. And I just think it's interesting, all of this light on this High Priestess card. So you could be very magical yourself, because usually when I get really strong downloads like that, sometimes to me it can symbolize that I'm channeling someone who is quite intuitive, and that kind of like, it's almost like your higher self or your guides. I'm getting chills as I'm talking about this. To me, it can be symbolic that your guides or higher self is actually communicating with my higher self or my guides, whatever you resonate with. So those are just some of the things that I'm seeing right off the get-go. High Priestess energy does show a mysterious energy to you, a quiet energy. So you're trying to, whoever you are, you're trusting your intuition. Green eyes could be symbolic. And again, you could be getting a lot of like telepathic messages about this person. The other thing I was seeing with that Justice card that I was talking about is you could be someone who's highly intuitive and kind of could see through this person or read this person's energy, or you just had like this intuitive knowing that they were doing something or they had some kind of wounding. Like sometimes with the High Priestess, I think about like programming and black and white thinking. And I feel like whoever you are, you could have seen through that programming. Like if this person had a lot of wounding, you could have seen through that and kind of seen their higher self, seen their light. I'm thinking about that Hermit card. I can't find it. Like I won't pull it out again. But again, I kept hearing you shone a light on their shadows. And I'm trying not to repeat myself too much, but like I said, it could have been that this person, I'm kind of seeing the energy of like someone with a flashlight looking for someone. And that other person is like, it's dark out and they're in the woods. And it's like it's almost like, why am I getting this? Like someone who's trying to escape like law enforcement, and the law enforcement is like, has a flashlight and is looking for this person in like really dark woods, and this other person is trying to avoid the light. I don't know if you can hear the wind, but the wind is absolutely crazy right now during your reading. And it's making me think of a shift. I'm seeing a hawk. So it's making me think of the winds are shifting or something's shifting in this connection. Anyway, take it as it resonates. So let's get your person's energy. Or do I want... yeah. I almost did this off camera, but Spirit told me to do it on camera today. So, because I have 3 decks that I want to get to talk about what's going on between you and your person. But, so let's get another card. Like I said, sometimes I get a lot of downloads when I'm picking the cards. So sometimes, you know, I do like to do it on camera. So let's see. This is a weird, this is a very weird message for some of you, but maybe for some of you, and no judgment for me, this is a judgment-free zone. But maybe for some of you, you did like do something on camera intimate with this person. And I'm not talking about like, I'm not talking about making a porno or something, but I'm talking about like maybe you have like a video of you being intimate together or kissing. I had to say it because that's what my guides were saying. If you don't resonate with that message, just take it away. It doesn't need to be yours. But for somebody, I feel like for somebody that is a message. So anyway, let's keep going, Spirit. So we're going to go into your person's energy now. Show me their person's energy. We have the 5 of Pentacles, feeling alone. And what's really interesting is I kept hearing this person's, like, their vision is clouded. And now it's making me think with this High Priestess and the third eye that we were seeing. I'm looking at this card and I'm noticing there's a mountain blocking the moon. And so that's maybe their intuition was clouded by their ego or their mind. But right now your person is in 5 of Pentacles energy, feeling alone. And I think it's very interesting that I was saying Hermit energy, because we have this person holding a lantern like the Hermit. You could be dealing with a Taurus or a Pisces. We have 3 of Wands on the bottom of their energy. So the way that mirroring works is you could be 4 of Wands. You could be very focused on your own stability right now, and mirroring, especially if you're counterparts, it's creating this, it's causing this person to want to create stability on their side and perhaps within this connection, but we'll have to wait and see. Three of Wands, it does look like this person needs to take the lead towards you if there's going to be, like if they want a future with you, I'm hearing. So Five of Pentacles, so this person is feeling very left out in the cold, abandoned, rejected. Even if you didn't abandon and reject them, you could have just pulled your energy back, or you could just be being quiet with them or focusing on yourself. But their perception is they're feeling very left out in the cold here. And I think it's interesting how you had the Four of Wands, and this person is looking at this home. And Four of Wands can represent home and stability. I don't want to say too much, but the fact that this person is looking at that home, holding that lantern, it does feel like whoever this is has been self-reflecting. But like I said, I don't want to get ahead of myself here. And maybe that's a thought that you have with your own intuition. Like maybe you're trying to release the outcome. We do have all these mountains in the background kind of blocking this moon. So there could be obstacles in between you and your person, because that moon, I'm thinking of divine feminine energy. So it could be that there's barriers or blockages between you and this person, or distance, or challenges. Did I already say challenges? And look, there's woods here. And remember I said I was getting a vision of you like with a flashlight in dark woods looking for this person, or trying to shine a light on their shadows, and perhaps they were resisting that or resisting change. And I'm thinking about the winds of change, the Wheel of Fortune, change. And with the Wheel of Fortune coming out, perhaps this connection had to stop, that wheel had to stop moving, divine protection, until both of you changed, or this person, I'm hearing. But anyway, I don't want to hate on your person. And if this is you, I'm not trying to hate on you. But anyway, and I'm also feeling called to mention the body language of these cards. So this card, it looks like you're very self-focused. You could be working with your solar plexus, take it as it resonates, and this person's back is turned. So I don't have the connecting energy yet, but I would guess that there is distance between you in some sense. So like I said, we have Taurus and Pisces, and we have fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and I also mentioned Virgo. So I have no idea how I'm going to fit all these cards on the table. I think it's interesting how your card is right underneath this turtle. So I feel like there's something about you are meant to get this person to come out of their shell, and maybe they made you come out of your shell, if there's been a lot of lessons that have been learned here. What am I hearing? There's something there about you. You could be trying to send like love and light to this person, or send them telepathic messages to get them to come towards you. But anyway, so we're going to get again, I have no idea how I'm going to lay all these cards out, but we'll figure it out. So let's get one for connecting energy. Show me connecting energy. We have, yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, my friends. That's exactly what I was saying. We have Six of Wands on the bottom. This is connecting energy. So we have Devil energy, Capricorn energy, and we have Hierophant energy, which is Taurus. And my dogs are losing their mind right now. There could be other people's opinions about this connection as well. I am going to leave both of these cards here. I'm also feeling called to mention that we have a lot of fives here, and fives are about change. Look, we have 5, 5, 5. Fives are about change. What else are five? Change. Adventurous, adaptable, fun-loving, daring, weaknesses, unpredictable, unreliable, irresponsible. So your person could have been adventurous, adaptable, fun-loving, and daring, but at the same time unpredictable, unreliable, irresponsible. The fact that we have teach and the Devil card here is exactly what I was talking about unhealthy attachments. And that this could have been a connection where you were meant to teach each other things about your unhealthy attachments or your codependencies or your shadows. The fact that these cards came out like this, and we have teach on your side, even though that's not your energy, this is connecting energy. And we have master here, which is the devil energy, Capricorn. This is Taurus and Capricorn. Remember I said you were meant to teach this person lessons or shine a light on their shadows. And I feel like they were meant to teach you lessons as well. May 15th could be symbolic, or May 5th. Take those as they resonate. Maybe October 15th I was hearing as well, or February 5th, May 2nd, February 15th. Take any of those dates as they resonate. I wanted to mention them. It does feel like, I don't know if you're talking to this person, because this devil energy, the heart is behind a cage. So for some of you, like right now, this could be being held back for your own protection until there is positive change on both sides. I think that maybe you're making a lot of changes, and maybe this person, the turtle, was slower to make those changes. You could be, I said, you could be a light worker. The fact that we have listen and teach here, like you could be being called to teach others or lead others, be a mentor to others, or maybe you already are. Dogs could be symbolic, especially like a little dog like that. I don't know what kind of dog that is. Is that a Pomeranian? I don't know. Soul contract, that's Hierophant energy. So you and this person had a contract to heal wounds within each other. And there is a lot of longing, I believe, between the two of you right now. Again, maybe this person was slower to awaken to that. So this is really interesting right off the get-go. Let's get into the other deck, and I will list all of these decks in the description box below. We have Knight of Gabriel, time to take action. So there is this energy of action, and I feel like with your person's energy, they need to be the ones to come towards you, or they need to be the ones to take the lead. We saw that card, blah, blah, blah. A red pickup truck or a white pickup truck could be symbolic. Take those as they resonate. A car. I was trying to say card, but I said car, so maybe a white car or a red car, but anyway. Knight of Wands energy. So remember I said runner. We have the Page of Wands. There's a lot of fire energy here. Follow your passion. So for some of you, like I said, maybe you're feeling called to go after your passion in some way. I'm also feeling called to mention how much yellow I'm seeing on your side of the table, which is linked to the solar plexus. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a very independent energy, and it's also an energy of self-improvement. So this could have been a connection that was meant to really help you to step into your higher self or a higher timeline, or really, like, I'm hearing self-improvement. That wind is so loud. Winds of change, my friend. Things are changing. And trying to take my windows out. We have the sun, the light, your light, shining your light bright. Yes, Spirit, thank you for that confirmation. I'm also seeing the sun and the moon here. So divine feminine, divine masculine energy. This also talks about positive thinking. So you could be changing, you could be trying to change your mindset about this, trying to keep your thoughts positive. Your person could be trying to remain positive, but this is exactly what I was channeling. We have the Sun and the Five of Michael, so the Five of Swords. So there could have been a lot of self-sabotage within this connection on both sides, especially with the Devil card. And I don't think there's a human out there that doesn't self-sabotage at one point in their life in some way. It can be as simple as, like, I'll just use a really, random example. But it can be as simple as like, I'm aware that I eat too many cookies and too many cookies are not good for me. I'm self-aware of that, but I continue to eat too many cookies. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like as that can be a simple example of self-sabotage. But I do feel like this was a connection that was meant to shine light on some of those self-sabotaging behaviors, even if you don't. I'm feeling called to say, if you're watching this and you're like, I don't have any self-sabotaging behaviors, it was all my person's fault. Because I'm thinking about that justice card and the fact that I brought up blame. It's, nobody is perfect, and that's kind of your ego saying that. Because, like I said, everybody at some point in their life, in some way, even if it's a small way, self-sabotages themselves. Anyway. So divine masculine energy, oh my goodness, what's underneath you? The Three of Cups. Okay, so there could have been an imbalance in the energy, but let's just confirm everybody's energy here. So we have for you, let's see what we have for you, my High Priestess. What do we have for you? We have the Emperor, masculine energy. So your intuition could be telling you that like this is your divine masculine, but it looks to me like right now I want to say you're in balanced energy with that Temperance card that I'm seeing on the bottom of the tarot deck, because you have a card of divine feminine energy, of remaining patient, listening to your intuition, or trying to trust your intuition. And then we have the Emperor, which is divine masculine energy. So I feel like right now, whoever you are, you're really balancing maybe your chakras, because I keep mentioning chakras, but you're always, not always, you're coming out in divine feminine, divine masculine, which means possibly by detaching from this situation, it's allowed you to really step into balance with, those energies. I do feel for some of you, your intuition could be telling you this is your counterpart or this is your Emperor. Take that as it resonates. The Emperor, though, divine masculine energy, is about knowing your worth, and it's taking control of a situation. And I don't think you're trying to take control of the situation like, I don't think you're trying to take control of this situation. I think you're trying to take control of your own situation. You know, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I feel like maybe you're someone who's looking at this thinking, I can only control what I'm doing. I can only control my own journey. The Emperor, you could be being called to create a new business in your life or to take action towards something in your life. I'm very hesitant to say that you should be trying to take control of this situation, because there's something about this card here that's making me feel like this person needs to take action towards you or take the lead in this. You could have been someone in the past who was more in masculine energy, who was always trying to take the lead, always reaching out first, always trying to initiate conversations, always the one to make plans, being that provider, being that protector to this person. And I'm not talking about gender. I never gender my readings. But right now you're kind of standing in your own power. And I just keep thinking about that detach card. So for some of you, you could have detached from this and now you're standing in your own power, knowing your worth. It's making me think of another card that talks about releasing control over like fixer patterns. So you could be trying to release control over fixing other people's messes, especially if you're a healer. A lot of people who have that healer energy within them spend a lot of time trying to fix others and save others in a sense. I'm getting called to the example of like when you're on an airplane and the airline attendant says, make sure to put your own mask on first before you help anybody else. And I feel like maybe in the past you would have been someone to like want to help other people put on their masks before putting on your own. Just with that like codependency, healer, people pleaser kind of energy that I'm getting from this side. But right now you're releasing that and you're trying to stand in your own power and embody this divine masculine energy, which is one about stability. It's about control. So maybe you're trying to control, like, maybe you're trying to like release control of this situation is what I mean. Maybe for some of you, you're having a hard time controlling your urge to like take control of this situation. We have Aries energy with Emperor. Again, 2, 4. So 2 and 4s keep coming out in your energy, and that's about foundation and balance. So I do feel like you're trying to, like, you're working on your own foundations or trying to create balance in your life. However, that's resonating with you. Maybe for some of you, you're moving with that foundation card and the 4 of Wands. But yeah, just take any of these. Oh my gosh. Just take any of these. If you are intuitive, I'm curious if you have an inkling of what is on the bottom of the deck. I know I just reacted in a huge way, so maybe that gives an indication of what's on the bottom of the deck. But like, just on the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress. Time to act upon your plans. So right now you're very focused on you. And again, everything I said about balancing your divine feminine and divine masculine energy, Emperor and Empress on the bottom, you could be a counterpart. And that is beautiful that you're embodying both of these qualities. And I'm really proud of you. And I got chills when I was saying that. We have 3 of Wands. No, yes, 3 of Wands. So there could be some mirroring here because your person had 3 of Wands in a different deck on their side. So I just have to, I'm hearing give credit where credit is due, and I think you're amazing. So that is beautiful. We have, I don't know, I'm a little blown away by the energy on your side of the table because we have the High Priestess, which is divine feminine. We have the Emperor, which is divine masculine. We have the Empress, which is divine feminine. We have Teach, which is Hierophant energy. Maybe you're a teacher. Anyway, this is just beautiful. So that's confirmation about you balancing your own energies, knowing your worth. I'm hearing, I don't chase, I attract with the Empress. Creativity is rewarded. So whatever you're feeling called to create right now, you know, I feel like if it's coming from that intuitive place, I feel like it will be successful. I said it from the moment I hit record. I just feel like you have a very bright light. Like I could feel your light. So I love it. I'm here for it. So let's see what your person is doing. And I just slam the deck down. So maybe your person has a bit of bad or like lower vibrational energy that is there. I don't know. But let's see. What is your person's energy? 5 of Pentacles. Whoa, that one hit me in the face. We have the 8 of Gabriel. So there's a lot about action and movement on their side. What are you? We have the 9 of Ariel. So 9 of Pentacles, very independent, self-improvement. I mentioned it in the shuffle. So you could have been dealing with someone who had a fear of giving up independence, or they were hyper independence. The fact that their energy, like, look at this, your energy is like looking straight up at us. So that's giving me the energy of, you know, you're very self-focused right now. While still maybe holding space for this person energetically, because you're actually not facing the other way. You're facing the camera. So very self-focused while maybe still holding space for this person. Your person's energy, both of these cards are facing this way. So I feel like your person has been very self-focused, or they could have been someone very self-focused or had a fear of giving up independence. 9 of Pentacles is an independent energy. So I don't know if your person is like currently with anyone, because that's very independent. So I'm hearing single, but hard work leads to success. So it feels like this person is being intuitively guided to work on themselves, and to overcome some of these obstacles so that they can come home to you. And again, I keep seeing movement on your person's side. So, and I was seeing that with the wind. So 8 of Gabriel is 8 of Wands, and that is rapid change and rapid growth. So I feel like once your person decided to kind of look within and self-evaluate and heal, they're going through rapid change and rapid growth. It could also be the reason they're going through rapid change and rapid growth, and I feel weird repeating that so many times, is because you've detached. For some of you, maybe your person is moving. Take that as it resonates. But I actually quite like this energy. September 5th or May 9th could be symbolic, or August 9th, August 5th, May 8th, May 9th, September 5th, September 8th. Take those. Stephanie could be symbolic, because my mouth just wanted to my mouth just wanted to say Stephanie. So yeah, I do feel, if you look at the similarities in this, we have light shining out from you. We have this person holding a light. We have light shining down on you. And in your person's energy, we have this, the beginning of illumination, the beginning of reflection. This person is looking at all of these mountains in the background. And in this card, there's a rainbow over those mountains. So it does feel like your person is overcoming obstacles in their life, which is leading to self-improvement, is leading to change, is leading to rapid change and growth. And again, I know I'm repeating myself, but there is this energy of this person wanting to take action or communicate. The Eight of Wands says important communication. And on the bottom of their energy, they had take the lead. Three of Wands. So there is this energy that they will be the ones to take the lead. Because I feel like in the past, you were the one to take the lead. And now you're kind of taking control of your own life, or taking the lead in your own life, or towards something else. But let's keep going. Let's get your person's, no, we're getting connecting energy, Spirit, connecting energy between these two people. So what is the connecting energy? What is the connecting energy? We have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands. On the bottom, we have the Ten of Wands. Ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load, working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. Didn't I? I did say people pleaser. I said people pleaser. So some of the lessons that could be being learned here is, one, I'm getting the Princess Bride for some reason. There's something about this image. It reminds me of when she's standing. I don't know why I'm seeing this, but she's standing in like her kitchen area, and she so desperately wants Wesley to talk to her. Like she so desperately wants interaction and communication from him, because he's just completely silent with her and it frustrates her. It doesn't matter what she says to him. He says, as you wish, as you wish, as you wish. And she just so desperately wants more. So she's standing in her kitchen and she's looking around like, what can I ask Wesley to do for me? And she says, farm boy, fetch me that pitcher, which is right above her head. Come on, you can reach up and grab it yourself. There could be a message in this for you. She could reach up and grab that pitcher herself. So there may be something about like you were looking to this person for love, and Spirit's saying you were capable of finding that love within yourself. But that's what I was seeing when she's like, farm boy, fetch me that pitcher. And he comes and gets it, and he says, as you wish. And the narrator says, and what Wesley was really saying is he loved her, or like something like that. So I do feel like maybe your person, maybe they had a hard time expressing emotions or being emotionally vulnerable. Maybe they lacked emotional intelligence, I'm hearing. But again, the energy that I was getting from that download about that movie, fun fact, one of the things, I learned tarot by listening to a podcast where they explained tarot using The Princess Bride. So maybe that's why I'm getting that download. That was years ago. I don't even know. I could see if I could find it if you're interested in learning tarot from movies. I'm a visual person, so learning tarot from like thinking about a movie was really helpful for me because I could make those connections. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about this. Teach. But this 10 of Wands trying too hard to please others. So I'm seeing a few different energies here. There could be the fact that there's other people's opinions in this connection, and maybe you were trying too hard to appease what other people wanted or please others, or this person was too worried about what other people thought. The other thing I'm seeing is there could have been a bit of people pleasing here, where somebody was trying really hard to please the other person and their efforts were going unnoticed and unrewarded. The other thing I'm seeing is that someone here, I don't like to point fingers, but the 9 of Pentacles can be, I said, you could have been dealing with someone who is very independent. You could have been dealing with, like, I'm seeing a King of Wands. But this person could have been too worried about pleasing other people. So they could have had a lot of burdens in their life with the 10 of Wands. They could have had a lot of other things going on in their life where they were giving to those other situations, and you were over here giving to them, and they were just completely not noticing. I think it's interesting that this feminine in this image is looking over there. So it's giving me the energy that you were trying to please this person at some point. Take it as it resonates. Now, 10 of Wands is also giving me the energy of 6 of Wands on the bottom, feeling seen, feeling loved. So maybe you were looking to this person to make you feel seen and loved and accepted, and Spirit's saying that comes from within. So they could have triggered like a neglect wound within you. The other thing I'm hearing is you could have been really trying to show this person love, but you weren't feeling seen by them, and you felt like your efforts were going unnoticed, if that makes sense. 10 of Wands, there's something that I'm hearing with the 10 of Wands, which is burnout. So it could have been that your person, like maybe you or your person is neurodivergent, and your person was just burnt out with life, with trying to please others, with giving to other people and situations. But one thing that I want to mention is something that I learned. I do like courses on healing and things like that. And recently I learned that when I started looking up or studying the emotional effects that it has on someone when they overgive, because guess what? I struggle with overgiving. But one thing that overgiving to other people can cause is emotional burnout. So you could have experienced emotional burnout where you were left feeling very resentful, very drained, very tired. 10 of Wands is a very heavy energy. Like something's got to break, something's got to give, something's got to change. And the 10 of Wands is also a sign of progress. So it does feel like there's progress being made, even though I don't know if you two are together. I honestly doubt you're together. Isn't that interesting? On the bottom of the next deck I was going to use, we have timeout and we have purple and yellow. And I keep talking about, we have the third eye chakra and we have the solar plexus. On your side, very purple and yellow. Divine protection, temperance, Archangel Michael. Maybe the universe, wanted to put you in a timeout. And I don't mean because you were doing anything bad. But perhaps, like I said, trying too hard to please. So maybe you were trying too hard to control this situation, and Spirit, put you in a timeout so that you could try and detach from it. What do we have under here? Parenting. So reparenting yourselves. Maybe you are a parent or they are a parent. 10 of Wands can also talk about responsibilities. We also have this feminine with, those are students, but they could be children. So someone here could have parental responsibilities. But yeah, let's get into it, my friend. We have health. So maybe there was something unhealthy about this connection emotionally, or intuition. 22, sign. Again, 22, stable, disciplined, determined, resourceful, building foundations. So maybe there was something unstable here. Someone here could have health problems as well. All right. Compassion. So maybe you still hold compassion for this person. We have healing. So we had 9-9 compassion and 6-6 healing. So it does feel like you were meant to, I think you were both meant to heal from this connection. So let's cut the deck. I know you probably can't see down here because these cards are huge and they take up a lot of room. So I just wanted to make sure that it's straight and you're all in there. So we have adventure on the bottom, 5-5, change, the winds of change. What did I keep saying? And look at the 5s in the middle here. Very interesting. Change, adventurous, adaptable, fun-loving, daring, unpredictable, unreliable, irresponsible. 5s, change. So there are a lot of changes happening here right now. Maybe the fact that we have adventure, maybe for some of you, you know, you're trying to, what did that say? Maybe you're trying to adapt, 5, adaptable. So maybe you're trying to adapt to the current situation that's being presented to you. Maybe you're trying to be more adventurous in your own life. But let's see what comes out on your side, my friend. So let's look. Show me the viewer. We have nature, so grounding. Trying to ground yourself. Maybe you're trying to spend more time in nature. I'm actually hearing nurture. So you could be trying to nurture yourself more. We also have synchronicity. So it feels like right now you are getting a lot of signs and synchronicities, perhaps about this connection, perhaps about this person. I don't know why, again, I do know why I'm hearing it because it's a message from my guides, but I'm hearing nurture. I am hearing nurturing your heart and intuition, whatever your heart and intuition are telling you. I don't always look in this book, but I want to look in this book. Quality time in nature. It's on page 101, which has to do, that's why I'm hearing intuition, nurturing your intuition, because, you know, ones can be about intuition. So nature has the ability to heal and replenish you when you're feeling tired, anxious, or depressed. And I was just talking about emotional burnout. So you could have been feeling quite tired, anxious, or depressed about this situation. And right now you're being called to ground yourself. Or maybe that's why you were called to detach from this situation so that you could, you know, it talks about balance and ground you. So you're meant to be balancing in your own energy and grounding yourself so that you can heal from the anxiousness, feeling depressed, that type of thing. You could be someone who's quite anxious and depressed. I was diagnosed with social anxiety disorder and depression since I was like 13. So I was heavily medicated for those things until I was 35. And I realized that and I'm not saying this is you, but the doctors were wrong. I didn't have social anxiety and I wasn't depressed. I had ADHD and I was autistic and I was being forced to conform and fit into a world that wasn't built for people like me. And the moment that, it didn't happen instantly, but the moment that I realized, wait a minute, I'm not depressed, I don't have social anxiety, it's that I'm autistic and I'm ADHD, and I started opening up to what that meant and accepting that I wasn't broken, that I was just different, and this world isn't built for different people. My anxiety and depression started slowly fading away. Same with the awakening journey. Awakening spiritually healed me in a way where I was able to like come off of my depression and anxiety meds, which I don't recommend doing without like a doctor to like help you through that experience. But I wanted to mention it. It also says when you merge your energy with Mother Earth, you enhance your connection to the divine. So it feels like right now you're meant to be connecting with the divine, connecting with your higher self, connecting with your inner knowing, and really trusting your intuition. But like I said, whatever happened in this connection, maybe you needed time to heal from it. This also talks about perhaps you've been spending too much time inside, which it's winter where I am. So it's, for me, I have a hard time wanting to like go out in winter because it's cold and windy. It also talks about spending too much time around computers or electrical devices. So for some of you, just with the High Priestess card, and I was hearing that black and white thinking, sometimes when you spend too much time consuming like a lot of content about very rigid black and white thinking, it can block your own intuition. So maybe you're taking like a break from social media. For any of you who say you message me on TikTok or Instagram or email, I am currently not on Instagram or TikTok in a way where I'm like checking those messages, because for me, for some reason, those two platforms really get into, they feed my ego, they feed my ego mind, they feed my fear, they block my intuition, they block my connection with my guides. So right now I'm being guided to like completely step back from those two forms of social media, which maybe you're feeling called to do that. The other thing is emails. I have like, and even in Instagram, I have like thousands of messages. So if I'm not getting your message, that's why, because I have like, as someone who has like ADHD, it's very overwhelming for me when I look at my notifications on my email and it says like 2,500 new emails. I'm like, oh no, I cannot open that right now. So anyway, just side note. In order to improve your current situation, you are being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life. So right now you're being called to align yourself with source. And this is a way to raise your vibration. And that's what I meant about me and social media, is that when I'm too much on like Instagram or TikTok, it like lowers my vibration. So just keep that in mind. So let's look at your person's energy. Show me their person's energy. We have love and love partnership and compassion. Whoa. So I'm going to take the first one that came out, but we have love partnership. So this could be someone who's really reflecting on how they show up in relationships and connections. With love, it's clear that this person has love for you. It's also lover's energy. So Gemini energy. And it's blue, which again, there's something about communication and action on your person's side. Even like the way that I was explaining your cards, look at all the purple, look at all the yellow. Your person has like blue and blue and blue. So there's a lot about communication on your person's side. Maybe they need to learn how to communicate better. I don't know. But Gemini, like lover's energy, divine connection. So this could be a divine connection, but it's very, a lover's connection is very challenging because it pushes you to grow. And if you look on the bottom, we have compassion and we have 6-9. And that's such a, like, to me, a counterpart number. It's also an energy of yin and yang. So right now, this person is being called to come into harmony with themselves. They're being called to come into harmony with you, is what I'm hearing, to make the decision to come towards you with lover's energy. But again, a lot of people get to the point where they connect with someone on this lover's energy vibration, and they hit roadblocks, they hit obstacles, because again, the lover's card, a lover's connection, is meant to help you grow and expand. And I don't know if you've ever listened to her, but sometimes I listen to, I think it's Sassy Scorpion. I think that's the name of her channel. But she says so many people get into a connection like this, and it's hard and it's challenging, and they're like, nope, must not be for me because it's not easy. Lover's energy is not easy because it's meant to help you grow. It's meant to help you evolve. Your person could also be like working on compassion in some sense, having more compassion for themselves, having more compassion for you. I do think this person loves you with the lover's energy on their side. Let's just move all of these over. I feel like you've left an impression on this person, if I'm being honest with this energy that I'm feeling. I just want to look in the book. Take a look. It's in the book. Let's take a look in the book. So right before love is change. So I do feel like you've changed this person. This card indicates the need to see the world through the eyes of love and to remember at all times that only love is real. So this person could have thought, I heard something very interesting. I was listening to something yesterday. I'm like constantly, I've taken myself away from like Instagram and TikTok, and now I'm constantly listening to things like about healing and manifestation and like Carl Jung, and if that's how you pronounce it. But I was listening to something very interesting by like this, I don't know what you would call that. Some kind of spiritual advisor. And he was saying that you need to start thinking about what your thoughts actually are. Your thoughts are like watching a movie. Your thoughts and your fears are not reality. And you're just the viewer. Like you just see those thoughts, you see those fears. They're not reality. It's like watching a movie. So watch them and then let it be over. Like let that movie end. Don't think that it's reality. So there is this energy that your person is supposed to be seeing this situation, themselves, the world through eyes of love, not through the eyes of fear and shadow and overthinking. And remember, I pulled out the Hermit card. I'm hearing overanalysis paralysis, overthinking. So right now they're really being called to like drop into their heart space is what I'm hearing, which makes sense with that Devil card. What else do I want to talk about on this card? This card also indicates a need to go within to recognize and address any limiting thoughts and beliefs that are holding you back from experiencing love. So I just heard like maybe your person thinks they're not lovable, or they don't deserve love, or they push love away because of like wounds that they have. So self-limiting beliefs around love. So maybe this is someone, because I talked about it when I touched this card, maybe this is someone who thought love is supposed to be easy. Love is supposed to be like, if we were meant to be together, we would have never broken up. Or if we were meant to be together, it would be easy. Love shouldn't be this hard. Love shouldn't be this challenging. And I'm thinking about this person here looking at these mountains, like, so that could be a limiting belief they have about love. And if you want to help your person, you need to like, and I think you already are, but if your person has self-limiting beliefs, energetically, you need to look at what self-limiting beliefs you have. Because the more you release self-limiting beliefs and that black and white thinking of if they wanted to be with me, they would just be with me, or whatever. If they wanted to call, they would just call. It energetically, like, remember I was getting, like, you could be sending this person energy. Whatever you're doing, if you look, there's like rays of energy like radiating out of your vibration, right? So if you want to help this person, like releasing your self-limiting beliefs will help them release their self-limiting beliefs, especially if this is a counterpart connection. And the card that comes after this is personal growth. You know, maybe this person lacked showing themselves love and compassion to even accept their shadows. Because sometimes accepting that we have shadows, we need love and compassion for ourselves to even accept and be open to the fact that we have shadows. It's why a lot of people don't like taking accountability, or when you shine a light on their shadow, they're like, get away from me, you're wrong. They deflect, they project, because they don't have that love and compassion for themselves to see their own shadows. Does that make sense? So this is a time when you must ask yourself, am I truly open to giving and receiving love? And remember, I said you could have been trying to please this person, so I could definitely see this was a situation, or could have been a situation, where you were like giving, 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 which I do channel a lot in my readings. It seems to be like I pick up on those collectives, but you could have been giving, 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 and this person didn't know how to receive that love, didn't know what to do with your love, didn't know what to do with your light, and didn't know how to give back to it, if that makes sense. Because like I said, their energy seems to be over here. So maybe they have a story. I'm hearing old stories, slipping into an old story. What animal card is that? Slips into old story. Is that the whale? Whales could be symbolic. Anyway, they could have had a story. Well, I don't have time to give love, or I don't have love to give because I'm wounded, or my parents never taught me how to do that. I'm thinking of like limiting beliefs, the excuses that we make. I have like, I have a complicated situation because like I live with my partner who, you know, it's platonic. We have children together, you know, it's more like we're roommates. But they're not awakened and I am. So we're very different now. Like we've become very different people. And, you know, just I'm thinking about limiting beliefs. And this morning there's that nightmare karmic lesson of a contractor I had. Instead of hauling the junk away, he left it all at the bottom of our driveway, and then it snowed and we had an ice storm and it like froze to the ground. And this week, there's a method to my madness. There's a reason I'm telling you this story. This week we had like spring-like weather. So there was one day where it was like 5 degrees out. I'm in Canada, so that's I don't know if that's Celsius or what. I don't know about that stuff. But it was 5 degrees here. So that would have been a great time to go get that stuff that was frozen to the ground and get rid of it and bag it up so that the trash people could take it away. This morning, it's windy, it's cold, white car, it's windy, it's cold, and now it's frozen to the ground again. And I said to my partner, he's like, I really need to deal with that garbage that person left at the end of our driveway, and like, oh, I can't believe he left that garbage there, and blah, blah, blah. And it was like a little bit of blame, right? Which I've blamed that contractor too. I understand. But I said, you should have gone out and gotten it this week when it was warm out and it wasn't frozen to the ground. And I didn't say it in like an accusing way. Like him and I have a very, like, we can talk to each other about things. And he said, yeah, that would have been great, but I didn't have the time. And I'm like, did you actually not have the time, or did you just not make the time? I'm like, think about it. I'm like, how much time would it have taken? Like 20 minutes? Did you really not have the time, or were you just like, and I tried to explain to him about self-limiting beliefs and about how I'm hearing the mountain is you, like the obstacle is you. And maybe this person has self-limiting beliefs where they think it's other things or other people when really that mountain is them. Does that make sense? Anyway, that's what my guides were giving me to tell you. So in order to improve your current situation, you are being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life, cycles that are encouraging you to see and believe in love. When you believe in yourself and cherish your life as it is today, love will embrace you in ways you've never known. Unconditional love of self and others will attract more love into your life. So this person is meant to be awakening to love right now. And we'll just get a connecting energy for the two of you. And for some reason, Spirit's telling me to shuffle once. We have happy ending. Isn't that interesting? If you are someone who's intuitive, the more power you give your intuition, the stronger it gets. And people have been saying, I see a change in you recently. It's because I've handed all my power over to my guides and my intuition. So just then I heard, cut that deck. And I cut open to happy ending. So that's a sign for you that there is potential of a happy ending here. And it's purple and yellow. Purple and yellow could be important colors for you. I don't know. So connecting energy. On the bottom, we have follow your dreams. So for example, maybe you're being called to follow your dream, and maybe to this person, you're their dream. But anyway, let's just get one connecting energy. We have surrender and patience. Yeah, surrender and patience. That is the current energy between the two of you. So you're both meant to be surrendering to whatever's happening here, having patience with yourself, having patience with the journey, and truly surrendering control and surrendering the outcome here with surrender. Current energy, you could both be surrendering things that no longer serve you as well, things that no longer fulfill you, surrendering to your shadows, surrendering to your intuition. Like I just talked about, I'm just giving it all to spirit. I'm trusting my intuition. And when you trust your intuition, it just becomes stronger. People, you know, I get comments all the time. How do you do that? How do you know that? It's because they're messages that I'm getting from my guides and I'm following my intuition. January 9th, September 1st could be symbolic. The month of June could be symbolic. We also have July 4th or April 7th. So take those numbers as they resonate. And we'll just see if there's anything that Spirit wants me to talk about in regards to this. This card indicates a need to surrender your attachment to oh my gosh, why can't I speak? A particular outcome or a particular situation or preferred outcome because your inability to let go is impeding your success. So remember the detach card. So you're meant to be detaching and surrendering to whatever this divine protection, divine intervention is. Desperation blocks manifestation. Therefore, the more you try to attract your desire, the more you push it away. By drawing this card, you are being encouraged to detach from the situation and surrender the outcome to the divine. In order to attract what you want, you must give the universe space to deliver your request. This can only be achieved by getting out of the way so that everything can unfold as it should. It isn't your job to make it happen. It is simply your job to allow it to happen. When you surrender the outcome to the divine, you let magic flow. Make peace with your life as it is today and appreciate what you already have. When you do what brings you joy rather than fret about the end result, divine order and timing bring the perfect outcome your way. In your affirmation, I receive the best possible outcome when I surrender to the divine. So to be honest, I don't, while I was reading that, my guides were like, do you even need to get tarot? But I do want to get tarot because I want to see what's coming next for this connection. So we do have temperance. So like I said, it could have been that there was an imbalance within this connection, and we have judgment and awakening. That's magic. Because we had the judgment card in that other deck, Blossom. So there is an energy of surrender, of patience, of awakening, of self-reflection. Nice. I like it. Of lessons, strength. Maybe this is testing your patience, or this strength card. I'm being called to mention that this could be a connection where you could be dealing with a Leo. It could have been a connection that was meant to trigger you to become more confident and maybe trigger this person's ego, which essentially makes them become more confident. Because I think a common misconception is that when someone has a large ego, they're overconfident, which is actually, in my guides are telling me it's quite the opposite, that people who appear to have the largest ego are actually sometimes the most guarded and insecure. Insecure. I just almost choked on that word. Anyway, I was feeling called to mention that this could be a connection that you've never experienced before, and that you don't feel you could ever or can't recreate with another human being, especially if you're counterparts. But let's see what the outcome is here, what's coming next. We have the Star, healing, beautiful. Love it. I love it. Because I think after love came healing. And I just heard love and marriage goes together like a, is that Married with Children? Is that what I'm hearing? I've never watched that show. Look at what we have on the bottom, 8 of Wands. How interesting. Rapid change, rapid growth, communication, 2 of Cups. So I just heard I wouldn't count your horse out of the race yet. And we have the 2 of Wands. So maybe you both need to change your approach to this situation or this connection. I do feel like, you know, this was a connection that was maybe meant to help you look at certain patterns or the ways, things that were preventing you from growing and moving forward. And we have the King of Swords and Strength. So you could have had someone right away with the King of Swords. I was hearing like sometimes the shadow, like one of the shadow messages I get from the King of Swords is you could have been dealing with someone with quite a large ego, where they weren't willing to take accountability for things, because sometimes the King of Swords like has a really hard time taking accountability for their own truths or seeing the truth, if that makes sense, the shadow attributes. But yeah, we'll get into it. King of Swords, communication, clarity, Ace of Cups, renewal. So it could be that this person, remember, there's so much energy on their side of communication and taking action. It could be that, you know, they're trying to work up the courage to bring clarity towards the situation. It also is showing me that this person is enlightened. Like, this person knows, they have clarity. They're seeing the truth of this situation. They're looking over at you finally. But they could be detached right now with the King of Swords energy. So let's just see what's coming out here. So I'm just going to go right into your person. So let's look at your person's energy. We have 3 cards coming out. That's a lot. We have the Knight of Swords. So it does feel like someone wants to swoop in here and like tell you something. This is sudden communication, Knight of Swords. Could also be that your person sees you're no longer chasing them, because to me, the Knight of Swords always gives me a bit of chaser energy. So your person is in the energy where they know if they want something to happen here, they need to be the ones to pursue it. We have the Page of Wands, which I saw on their side in that green deck that I was using. So this person is, you know, something is stirring in them, their intuition. And I talked about, you know, how to strengthen your intuition is to give it the power that it's asking for, is to like surrender to it. It becomes stronger. This Page of Wands is giving me the energy where this person is getting like little intuitive hits to take action, but maybe they're not acting on it yet. Actually, do you know what I want to do? I want to put that over here. We have the 2 of Pentacles, trying to find balance. So this person could have been quite inconsistent. And remember, what did I look up for them? Change. They had a lot of 5s on their side. So unpredictable, unreliable, irresponsible, which is a meaning of the shadow of the Page of Wands. Unreliable. So this person could have been quite unreliable in the past, but this is in the upright. So they're being inspired to find balance in their life and to find, just like you are, balance. So there's a bit of mirroring here, and to find more balance between their personal life and their work life for some of them. This could have been someone who is very inconsistent, very hot and cold, I'm hearing. And we have the 7 of Cups in reverse, which is exactly what I was hearing with that King of Swords. This is someone who has clarity of this situation, 7 of Cups in reverse, but right now they're avoiding making a decision, for maybe because of self-limiting beliefs or because of these obstacles that are here, the mountains. Maybe there's something they want to accomplish before they come towards you, but that is definitely confirming that message of the King of Swords, where this is someone who has clarity. They know what they want. Look at this. This is in reverse. They have clarity. The confusion is gone. Remember I said your person could be confused about this situation because I was getting confusion. I was getting a download where their vision was clouded or they couldn't see clearly. I was seeing like fogged glasses, if anybody's wondering where these messages come from. I was seeing fogged glasses, or like glasses that were full of steam or something. Maybe your person wears glasses. And this image shows that this person now has clarity. I'm hearing, for some reason, I just started hearing Amazing Grace. I once was blind, but now I see. So this person now has clarity about this situation. And you see all of these other cups are turned over. So this could have been someone who had a lot of other responsibilities, or other options in their life, whatever those options were. I don't just mean like other people. I'm talking about I'm thinking about some of the more traditional Seven of Cups where you see like a foundation or a snake or like money in the other cups. So I just feel like this person had other things going on where maybe they left you feeling like an option. And now they have clarity. One cup here. They know. They know. They know. Do you know that they know that you know that they know is what I was hearing. So again, this person has clarity. With the Son of Swords, it could be that they're trying not to act impulsively on this clarity. Or again, maybe there's other things. They have self-limiting beliefs like, well, I need to accomplish this before I go home. I need to make this amount of money or be financially stable, Nine of Pentacles, before I go home. I need to get over some of these obstacles before I go home, if that makes sense. And you're their home. So let's see how they're feeling about you. How are they feeling about you? Lack of closure. 3 cards came out for you. So lack of closure. They definitely don't have closure over this connection. And I'm feeling called to look at the world for you. For myself too. Spirit said there's a message that I need to see. Lack of closure, feeling incomplete. And that's what I meant about you being their home. So this person is feeling a lack of closure. They're feeling incomplete because it feels like there's something missing in their life, missing something in love life. So that's how they feel. And, maybe for some of you, there were other options, but they're seeing now, I'm hearing there can only be one. Twins could be symbolic. I just saw a meme in my mind of twins where there's like 2 twins and there's like something on top of one of the twins and the other twin is like for example a door, or like a sheet of wood, and the other twin is like pushing down on that and keeping that other twin on the ground, and it says there can only be one. So maybe this person was a bit competitive in some way. Emptiness, taking partner for granted. Yep, I'm telling you, I'm not surprised with trying too hard to please others. So you could have been trying too hard to please them. They could have been trying too hard to please others, not realizing that if they just turned around, they would see someone who was, ready to give them that love and show them that compassion. Taking partner for granted. So they definitely feel like they took you for granted. And you may have achieved many things, but you feel a sense of emptiness. So even if this person is like achieving other things in their life, they're realizing that without that love, it feels pretty lonely and empty. We have the Ace of Cups, which I love because I was talking about this one cup right here. So confirmation there, that's magical. So this person does have love for you. They see you as the one is what I'm hearing. Maybe you cause this person to have an emotional awakening. They are feeling intuitively guided to come towards you. The fact that it's next to World in reverse, Spirit's telling me to look it up in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse. So for how they're feeling about you, they could be lacking confidence to come towards you, which may be what's keeping them. Ace of Cups, sadness, separation, vulnerability, insecurity, emptiness, emotional loss, feeling unloved, gloominess, which is very much falling right in line with that card. And we have the Three of Pentacles, wanting to work things out. For some of you, they could see you collaborating with others, or they could know someone. And now I have so strange. I just felt like I was going to sneeze again, but there was no sneeze there. So they see you as a blessing. That is so strange. Anyway, they see you as a blessing. But for some of you, it's clear they want to work things out. They want to, look, another mountain. So they want to work together to overcome these obstacles. For some of you, they could see you collaborating with others, whether that's friends, whether that's at work. They could also be wanting to, there could be someone connected to both of you that keeps you connected, if that makes sense. Or they could be asking their friends about you. Like if you have a mutual acquaintance, they could be trying to get information or get the tea with that cup. They could be trying to get the tea on whether or not you feel this emptiness and whether or not you miss them too. So take those messages as they resonate. And we're going to see what's coming. First, I'm going to see what their intentions are. So what are their current intentions? And I don't know what these intentions are going to be, because I do feel like your person is struggling with self-limiting beliefs right now. But let's see what their intentions are. What are their current intentions? We have, just as I was saying, they're dealing with self-limiting beliefs. We have the Five of Cups. So this person is I immediately heard they're kind of having a pity party for themselves. So again, self-limiting beliefs. They could be thinking well, I want a long-term future with this person, but there's all these other things in the way. Or I want a long-term future with this person and I want marriage with this person, but I've hurt them too much, or I'm too helpless, or whatever. I do feel like your person is feeling very sorry for themselves right now and really mourning the loss over you. It does feel like they want to heal whatever happened between you in the past and have this long-term future with you. We have the Hierophant, marriage. So you have two cards of marriage, which I'm not surprised because we have the Hierophant there. And I was hearing love and marriage, love and marriage. So for some of you, this person does visualize a future with you, a marriage with you. But right now they're feeling kind of depressed about how to accomplish that with you, is what I'm hearing. Spirit's telling me to confirm that. It's almost like I'm hearing they're hanging their head in defeat right now. But let's get one more for intentions. So we have the Queen of Cups, and look at this image. Swans, so you could be a counterpart, or you could resonate as this being your soulmate. This person, again, they're feeling sorry for themselves, and there's this energy that if they come towards you, you're going to reject them. It feels like whatever intentions they have right now, they're very aware that you're protecting your own cup in some way. Look at this for intentions. We have the Ten of Cups. I can't possibly take all of these cards that came out, so I'm going to take the Ten of Cups. But for intentions, we do have the number 10 that keeps coming through, which talks about endings and beginnings. Hang on. Is 10 on here? No, it's not. Of course it's not. So 10s talk about endings, beginnings, changes, adjustments. So it does feel like this person wants to end some sort of cycle and have this happy ending. Remember the happy ending card. So they want this happy ending with you. We also have 2-2 here, which keeps coming out in your reading, which is about balance. So this person's intentions are to balance this connection, to find balance, to restore balance. Two of Cups, having an open, and it's about deepening. The Two of Cups and the Mother of Cups shows that this person's intentions are to deepen this connection that already exists between you. to become closer, to like build a bridge between the two of you. Two of Wands shows them wanting to change their approach. Their intentions are to approach you differently. But like I said, your person, if they're in this limiting mindset, that could be what's keeping them from coming towards you. Again, it's not so black and white. So let's see what action they're going to take in the future. What action will they take in the future? We have the Star. Beautiful. So that is about reconnection. That's about healing. That's about restore. They're going to restore your hope in them. They're going to restore your faith in them. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. I kind of stopped mentioning signs. I apologize. We also have the Son of Pentacles here. So for intentions, there's that wind. Can you hear that? That's crazy pants. And again, wind is about change. So I feel like once this person heals and changes, they do want, they're determined. Son of Pentacles, they are determined to commit to you and to come in towards you. Let's confirm that Star for action. We have the Six of Wands, so they do want success here. There's something here about reaching out on social media too, so they could reach out on social media. But Six of Wands, they want success here, and they're going to work up the confidence and courage to come towards you. Eight of Pentacles is about building a solid foundation, building structure. It's about commitment. It's about renewal. And I have to mention that this came out in a pick a card reading the other day. Not this card, but the animal from the Animal Spirit deck. The spider came out. And on that card, the spider had only started this foundation. And like, this is this person's actions. Like, they're going to come towards you once they feel like they can offer you something stable. And I think that if they were to come towards you now, they might not be able to offer you that. Hang on. So let's just look at the future of this connection, please, Spirit. That was magic. That was magical. That was freaking magical. The Five of Pentacles came out in the upright, landed on the edge of my table, and fell. Oh my gosh, I can't reach it. Out of Reach by Gabrielle. Out of Reach. Just popped into my mind, the song. Saw the signs, wasn't right. I was stupid for a while, swept away by you. Now I feel like a fool. So confused, so something. Was I ever loved by you? That song could be symbolic. Anyway, because it just popped into my head when I couldn't reach this card. But that was magical. This fell in the reversal on my floor. And the Five of Pentacles, your person right now is in the Five of Pentacles energy. So in the future, they're coming out of this Five of Pentacles energy. They're no longer fearing rejection. But the most beautiful thing about the Five of Pentacles in reverse is Beauty and the Beast could be symbolic. You know how she was trying to help him in that movie? And she was like trying to clean his arm. And he was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you trying to help me? That could be symbolic because I just saw that. And she was like, if you just hold still, it wouldn't hurt as much. So anyway, there could be a message in that download that I just got. But this is positive changes. And I keep talking about the winds of change. And that there's a lot of change happening right now beneath the surface. And again, this is positive change. So I love it. I'm here for it. We also have the Seven of Swords in reverse. So in the future outcome, this person is going to stop hiding. They're going to stop running. And it also shows like making amends. It shows both of you being more self-aware and making positive changes towards things that maybe you were resisting changing. Spirit's telling me to get an outcome from these other decks. So Six of Wands, believe and succeed. I love it. So Spirit, what is the outcome, future outcome of this connection? You guys are not going to believe what just happened. Maybe I can just, You're not going to believe what just happened. Like, look at the synchronicities. I'm just going to ignore, if you can see my feet, just ignore that. But look at that card down there, 7 of Swords, and it's ever so slightly in the reverse. It's ever so slightly in the reverse. And that to me is just extra confirmation from Spirit. So, future outcome. We do have Empress energy, which is a healthy, committed, sensual connection. And again, I already talked about the 7 of Swords in reverse. I don't need to talk about it again. But it also shows both of you seeing the truth of this connection and there being some sort of enlightenment here. So I cannot get over the magic of that. And your outcome on the bottom is 4 of Wands. So I kept seeing the 2 of Wands. So I always say on the 4 of Wands, I see it as you are responsible for 2 wands and they're responsible for 2 wands. You're responsible for changing your approach, working on your patterns, finding stability within yourself, as are they. And then when you both do that, you can come together with this 4 of Wands energy. I love it. And we have purple and yellow, which of course has been the theme of this reading. I love it. I'm here for it. This reading was magic. I'm so happy I did it. And let's see the outcome with this other deck with the Archangel Michael. It's not an Archangel Michael deck. Maybe I'm just really connected to Archangel Michael. I don't know, because I mention him all the time. Maybe your name is Michael. But let's see what the outcome is from the Archangel deck. So what is the outcome here, Spirit? We have the 7 of Pentacles. You have invested wisely. Have patience and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. And we have the King of Michael on the bottom. Wisdom and objectivity are important now. Stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for open and honest communication, which is exactly what's coming in this connection. We saw it with this person's intentions and actions. 7 of Pentacles shows you that whatever you've been manifesting here, you will see the rewards of your labor. You will see results. And I have to mention that this imagery, there's kind of like this feminine, I know it's meant to be Ariel, but there's this kind of energy of this feminine kind of, just believing in their manifestations, and this masculine is holding the wand. And again, I kept feeling like your person needs to be the one to take action here. King of Swords on the bottom, open and honest communication. Again, I'm here for it. Just have patience, my friend. High Priestess, another 2. So let's see the outcome with this deck. What is the outcome? What is the outcome? We have creativity and music and compassion. So how can I put that into an outcome? I do feel like this person could get creative on how they come towards you. There's also like a very clear message for someone here about going after your creative endeavors, especially if it involves music. I'm also hearing symphony of your heart, or like I'm getting you and this person learning the proper dance within this connection. With music, I am thinking of like harmonizing, so finding harmony within this connection. Maybe you both get creative in the ways you find that harmony, or I don't know what I'm looking for there. Bring harmony to this connection. For some of you, maybe this person like shares music with you, or you have a connection through music. I'm hearing the importance of learning the proper dance. What is that from? The importance of learning. If it's on this card, if it is on this card, I am going to laugh. Maybe it's not. No way! Oh my gosh, I just opened up right to the page that talks about that line that I was just hearing. That's magic. Listen, You're discovering the essential qualities you share with another and perhaps you don't share. There are times when you follow and the other person leads, and times when you lead and the other person follows. The appearance of this card, which appeared in my head, so I'm taking it. The appearance of this card points to the importance of learning the proper dance between you and another. Accepting the truth that everyone has flaws is part of that dance. Yet you are also being asked to be aware of the dynamics you do not want to repeat. You're in the perfect place to make changes, the wind, in order to experience the best version of who you can be together. And that's what I was hearing. I was hearing learning the proper dance when that music card came out. And I just think, to me, that is just so crazy pants. I didn't know what card it was from. I knew it was from this deck. And again, you saw it when I picked up this book. The first page, I opened the book and it opened to this card, which is exactly the message I was being given from my guides. So magic, don't knock it until you try it. So the last thing I wanted to do, I wasn't planning on this being such a long reading. But the fact that I was the fox, we have the fox, that's beautiful. So the fox talks about, in reverse, it's about someone who's unsure of their identity, which I'm going to be honest, could have been both of you. And in the upright, it symbolizes a strong partner or mate. It also symbolizes monogamy. But anyway, for some reason, Spirit told me to get a card for your person. So that'll be the last card I get because I didn't plan on this being such an intense reading. We have the elk, which is like divine masculine energy, in my opinion. It's very linked to the emperor. And one more time, we have the eagle. I just heard the eagles are coming. All right, somebody here could be autistic. I just saw the lizard. Anyway, I just want to take a peek at your person, like what Spirit can tell me about your person really quickly. I just need one card, Spirit, for a message about their person. What is a message about their person? We have the octopus and the shark. So something is looming here. Something needs to come to the surface. This is unfinished. And it's kind of like I'm hearing that doo-doo, do 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 do, like the momentum is building. Something needs to, this person has something that needs to come to the surface. For what you need, the message about this connection, this I said it was about your person, but this is actually about you two. The octopus, this connection was meant to help you to learn how to put up boundaries. Maybe it was meant to help you learn how to put up boundaries with people in your life, including this person. This connection could have been for this person to learn how to put up healthy boundaries with themselves or with other people in their life, maybe with you too. This card also talks about like a yearning. So I do feel like both of you are kind of yearning for each other or wanting to reach out to each other. But like I said, on your side, there's a sense of control. So you're trying to control that. You're trying not to act on that impulse is what I'm hearing. This also talks about searching for purpose. So this connection could have been one that was meant to awaken you to your own divine purpose. You could have, you could have been a catalyst in this person's journey to awaken them to the purpose of, like, the purpose of love is what I'm hearing. But yeah, that's the message that's coming through with that card. So I'm going to leave it here because that was long, but I'm sending you lots of love and light, my friend, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.